Hello. Welcome to the next part of our HMS Hotel Program training, where we will be covering the periodic prices section, where you can enter the rates, restrictions, and availability that will be sent to your channels. When we come to the periodic price overview area, we can view our price, quota, and restrictions in more detail than the monthly view. If we are working on a person basis, we can also see the person-based prices of our rooms here. If we have restrictions such as passive sales, minimum stay, or close to arrival, the system indicates it as a star here, and when we hover over the star, we can see what the restriction is. If we are sending to channels, we can see our integrated channels when we check the channel section. When we select the booking channel from here, we can see the submissions where the booking channel is selected in the batch update section. So if we do not select the booking channel when send a restriction, we will not see this restriction when we select booking from the channel section here. Or as you can see, our price for 2 people here is €80, but if we back to HMS channel, our price for 2 people here is €75. When we come to the batch update, we can go into some detail here. At the top left of the page, when we come to the updates area, we select the update we want to send. Just below it, we select the dates between which we want to apply the update. What we need to take into considerations here is that the updates we make also affect the start and end dates. When we get to the days section, we choose which days we want to send it to between the start and end dates we have selected. So if we only want to send to Saturdays between the dates we have selected, we only need to click on Saturday in the days section. When we come to the upper right side, we can see the channels we are connected to here. If we want to send our action specific to the channel, we can select it here. For example, let's start with availability. If you want to use the availability manually instead of automatically, you can set your quotas here. Or, if you want to enter your availability specific to the channel, for example, we may want to open 3 rooms for booking but 2 for online booking module. For this, we only need to select booking from the channel section. When we select our update, a field appears here. By clicking on the blue lines next to our update, we will only need to enter the value you will enter in all rooms in this field and say apply to all. Then select the online channel and send to availability for all our rooms or just the room you want to set quota. The availability information here goes directly to the channel we selected. When we look at the monthly view, our quotas do not change. Let's back to batch updates and continue with price section. When we come to the price section, here we can enter our nightly rates for each price plan. If we are working on a person basis, the system automatically calculates this, as you may remember from our other videos. If we want to send it channel specific as we did in the availability section, you can select the channel we want to update and enter the price you want to enter for that channel. Or, if the price difference rate between channels is fixed, we can set this process in the background. For example, we can always enter a single price and send to channels with different rates. In other words, when we enter a price here with all channels selected, a setting can be made such as 10% more for booking, 15% more for Expedia, 5% less for the online booking module. I will explain this adjustment in detail in our integration video. For now, I just set the same price for all our room type and price plan. Again, with clicking blue lines, I write the price and apply to all. When we come to the edit price section, we can make changes to our existing prices here. We can set these changes as net or percentage. As you know, all our rooms are €100. In the edit price section, I select a 10% increase for a standard room, a net increase of 10 units for a suite room, a 10% decrease for a family room, and a net decrease of 10 units for a deluxe room. When we come to the accommodation section, we can choose the minimum or maximum stay for our room type or rate plan. In other words, we can set a limitation such as the next reservation should not be less than 2 nights or more than 10 nights. For example, if we want to set a minimum 2-night restriction for a standard room regardless of the price plan, it will be enough to enter next to the room type. For a suite room, if you book the all-inclusive rate plan, you can come for 1 night, but if you book the room-only rate plan, you have to make the reservation for at least 2 nights. Just enter 2 in the box next to the room-only rate plan. So when booking a suite room, if our customer chooses room only, they have to book at least 2 nights. He can book 1 night from other rate plans. The close on arrival part is a bit more complicated. It is a restriction applied to reservations with check-in dates between the dates we set. When we write 3 here, if a customer wants to make a reservation for today between these dates we have chosen, they can only make a reservation 3 days later. In other words, we can make this time restriction until how many days before the check-in date. When we come to the restrictions in the update section, we can open for sale, close, or close to entry and exit. As we can understand from the name close for sale, we can directly close our room type or price plan directly for sale. For example, if you want to close only the room for sale only for the summer season, we can select our season date and stop the sale with the option to close for sale only the room rate plan. Or if you want to close the family room type for winter, just select close for sale directly opposite the room type. Or if there is an organization in our facility and you do not want to check in for that date, just send close to check-in. Thus, a reservation will not be made for check-in on the date range you have selected. In other words, when we send close to check-in between February 10th and February 11th, a reservation with check-in on February 10th and 11th will not be made. But in this submission, a reservation with a February 9th check-in and a February 10th or 11th checkout may come. Close to checkout is the checkout restriction of this process. In other words, check-in can come on the dates we choose, but checkout cannot.